What is the crack, people? The Masked Detective's coming on very, very soon. Let's get this link sorted out. How's everybody keeping? I'm doing a lot of lives this weather. Let's pin that message. So what's the crack with this? Keeping well? So the Masked Detective's coming on. We're just gonna have a free flowing chat. Just talk about shit. How's everybody getting on? Everybody done their Christmas shopping? Mad day. Mad day. I've got a wee beer here. Might get pissed. Make a show of myself. Who knows? Might break out the vodka for this one. Fucking crazy people. Absolutely fucking crazy. See the crazy people all around this. All around YouTube. Crazy motherfuckers. Every single last one of them. Yeah. Masked Detective, yeah. He's coming on, yeah. I'm trying to get him on. He's a wee bit, not that he's late. It was a last minute thing. I was going to come on. I was like, fuck it, I'll ask him because he's always good to speak to. You're on the whiskey. I'm Cancer. My star sign's Cancer. I got given this as a present. There's a bottle of wine in there too. Who knows? I might make a show of myself. So what's your opinion on today, guys? What's your opinions? What do you think about today? I'm on the water first and foremost, though. Do you want to notice about YouTube? Oh, here he goes. He might come in now. Send that email. I might have to click off for 2 minutes. I sent him that email, the StreamYard email. This fucking thing dead already. I smoked this. I started smoking this thing about 3 hours ago and it's dead already. No, it's not. But there's fucking madness going on in the world, people. Absolute madness. Crazy fucking bastards. That's dead. For fuck's sake, I have to open another one now. Pisces. Here, do you know who I can't take, right? I don't understand. Do you know that Anne Drogue? She was on Steve Wraith's podcast today with Sean Atwood, and I was just on flicking through the comments. And she was like, Ronan's getting all the hate. And I was like, well, I don't know. I'm getting a wee bit of hate. But then the next minute, she was in the comments, she was saying, have I grown a set of balls? And I didn't know what to reply. So I just said to her, my balls aren't as big as yours. Now, I wasn't being homophobic or anything, like, but you know what I mean? She sort of set it up for that. Like, she wasn't being transphobic or anything, girl. I do, you know. But like, she was sort of nice to me on the podcast. Like, I'm getting all the hate. And then all of a sudden in the comments, she was like really, really nasty and mean to me. I sort of can't gauge her. I don't know who she is. I don't know, like, do you know what I mean? I don't know how to take Anne. I don't think I could ever, like, I'd be afraid of getting her on the podcast and the next minute she just takes something to say the wrong way and then just starts ripping into me because I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be like, all right, okay. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to beef with anybody, but she's like sometimes she's nice and then the next time she's not so nice to you and you're like, what the fuck's going on here? Yeah, she has the vibes. I love when you come in. I love when all these come in, but when positive vibes come in, I see the name and I'm like, positive vibes. But yeah, so like, she was all nicey, right? Even though I made that video, that fucking messed up video. I haven't watched her video about me. I just wouldn't bring myself to watch it. Like, but she was like, like Ronan's getting all the hate, and I was like, yeah, thanks, man. Fucking hell, thank you, Anne. And then I went on to the comment section, and she was like, have you not grown a set yet? Like, tag my name in it, and I was like, shit. And I just wrote, I'm away to feed the guinea pigs here. And then I seen it, I was like, well, I have to reply. Like, so I just says, don't think I have a bigger set than you, Anne. That's what I said there. Like, and I didn't want it to come across transphobic, but she was giving it to me. I'm going to give it to her. Like, but yeah, that was a crazy day. That's why, look, I'm going to say why I titled the videos today the way I did. There he is. There's the man himself. Does he want to add it to the stream? There he is. What's the crack, son? Keeping well?
Yeah, what about you? How's everything going with you and the chat? Hope everything's well.
I'm a dick. Hold on. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah,
can you hear me yet?
Yeah, I'm just speaking to somebody here. 2 seconds. Oh, was that a fake? Cool. Was that a fake account? Was it? I thought that was the real one. No, not you. I'm not talking to you. Master Detective. Because maybe that was a fake account. Maybe that was because it was that woman, Anne, was on Steve Wraith's podcast today, right? And she was like saying like Ronan's getting all the hate for after like being with Decca and stuff, like sort of like being neutral in the whole situation with Decca. He's experiencing all the hate. And then I don't know if it was her channel or another channel, like a fake channel, but I took it as her channel because it looks the exact same as her channel. Said like, have you not grown a set yet? And then I wrote underneath saying, I don't think I've grown a set as big as yours. Right. But I actually thought it was her because I actually thought it was that channel. So if it wasn't Anne, I apologize because I don't want to come across that way. Like, because it's fucking, I wouldn't want to come across like transphobic or something like, but it was just the way I thought she actually genuinely said that to me. Like, and they've just told me that that was a fake account. Dickhead, like, I'm a dickhead. So what's the crack, Master Detective? Keeping well?
Yeah, keeping well. Rolling with the punches like all of us,
Yeah, man. It's been some day, I'm telling you. It's been some fucking day.
What's the stress been today for you?
Oh, no stress, mate. It's been no stress. This is the thing. I don't stress about anything. It's just been some fucking day with mad shit. Listen, I just want to actually get this out of the road, right? So there he is. So he's got his black one on today. So
that's it.
And listen, guys, I'm not interviewing the IRA here. This is just
no, that's just me. It's just me.
Yeah, there's a couple of people saying like, who's the fuck?
Yeah. The thing is that's what makes me laugh. I mean, look, would you rather that or would you rather that? I mean, they're both as ugly, but look, you're not here to look at me, how beautiful I am. You're here just for the information that we're putting out.
Well, listen, mate, if you do want to take it off and just switch to the audio, that's 100% fine because I know how warm those things get. Stephen Ross in the chat. Big up to Stephen Ross. My fellow countryman. Fair play to you, Stephen Ross. He's a good guy. Always have respect for positive vibes. Margaret Smith, Malter Witty. See these tongue twisters, man. Like every time they title their names, and then I go to say them, and I don't want to say it like a twat. So I sort of like have to look at it and look like a divvy for about 2 minutes looking at their name. But that's a cracker name.
Have you seen all the fucking? I'm just gonna be real, but have you seen all the fucking the shit online in regards to like how quick they are to jump on Decca's name and things like that? You know what you were saying about clickbait with all the to pull in views or whatever. Do you see how there was sort of like there was a few channels out there talking about it? I mean, if they focus so much time on themselves as they did on others, I'm sure the world would be a better place.
I'm going to say this to you now, man, right? So I had to make 2 videos today, right? I made one video. See, after the whole DECA situation that I was in, I
Yeah,
stayed away from putting his name in any of my titles, right? Even if I
yeah.
wanted to speak, there's been many's a time where I could make literally 5 videos a day on that whole situation, but it's
Mm.
sort of to take a step back from it. And then I was watching, and this is how simple some people are, by the way, right? This is how simple some people are. I was watching videos of people in their car taking videos, right? Talking the maddest shit. They didn't even believe half the shit they were talking, right? And they were just saying it to go with the trend, with the YouTube trend of negativity. And they were titling Decca Higgy, Sean Atwood, Darren G, all capital letters with exclamation marks, and then underneath wrongins, right? And I was clicking through all their videos and I was thinking to myself, all you do is post shit all day about fucking other YouTubers. So then I made a video sort of outing this, saying, look, I didn't even talk about the subject, about the title, or what the title said. I just actually it's on. I'll actually leave it in the description. I just sort of talked about how people are bitches, and the first adversity they do on YouTube, just say they want to become a podcaster, and they don't get the big podcast guests. They just turn into clickbait channels. So that's all the video was about. It's like a 3 minute video, and and everybody was on a saying, but this is clickbait. And I was like, but yeah, but that's the point. Like people were actually that simple that were saying, but you're clickbait. And I was like, I know I actually titled it clickbait. I couldn't make it any more obvious what I'm doing, but I'm explaining you how YouTube works. It works literally on clickbait. And it's very hard for new YouTubers to come in and actually build up a brand, because what YouTube want is for you to come on here and actually beef with other people and create a divide, which then generates into ad revenue, which
Well, you
pays
see in
you.
it,
And then
but you see in it on the views of your video, you got something like 2,000 views, and your other views on other videos, 500, 600.
today wasn't today wasn't clickbait though. Today I done this for a reason, right? Now my
Mm.
wife gave off to me. She was like, "Don't be doing that shit. You're out of it now." And I was like, "Look, I am out of it now. But what's going to happen is I'm going to get a swarm of creatures whenever I'm coming on interviewing my guests. Like I've got a guest coming on who's a domestic abuse survivor. She's an
Mm.
author. She's an author of a book about domestic abuse, and I could just imagine, like, she's a strong woman. She doesn't give a fuck either. Like, but I could just imagine her coming on and these creatures, these absolute creatures,
Yeah.
coming on to my life and then maybe attacking her. Now, most people don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about that. But she might give a fuck about that if she's trying to spread a positive message. And so I made those 2 videos today. So for everybody to know exactly where I stand on things, and that's on the neutral ground. Right at this minute, I'm speaking to somebody on the opposing side who told me this, and I respect them and they respect me. And they says, look, could you please not mention the current situation anymore, because that's going to hinder any investigation in real life. He says, well, like, what I say doesn't matter, because you would really don't understand how much this hinders any investigation. So I can speak about the whole situation, but I can't actually speak about I can't go into detail about the current situation, because that's going to hinder that investigation. And that's the pull that YouTube has these days. Idiots like myself can come on here and actually hinder investigations. So when I made them 2 videos today, that was basically to tell all my supporters and all my friends and people like yourself, the Mass Detective, that I'm actually totally unbiased in this, and this, I'm here for the truth, just like everybody else. But also, I have to take a step back, because what this is doing is that the truth will never come out about this ever. Nobody's ever going to know the truth, and it's just a fucking conveyor belt of negativity and shit and reprocessed crap that people are just going to have to deal with. And I understand that I promised Karma Corner that I wouldn't make another video, and you know what? I did go against that promise, because I do have supporters and fans that do come on here who want to hear my podcasts and listen to me, so they need to know exactly where I stand in this. It got that far, mate. I was in groups that weren't even sort of connected to this, that were sharing my stuff on Telegram groups. And I was like, oh yeah, that's me. They're like, what? We didn't know that was your channel. I was like, yeah, we seen that today. And we were like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on here? And I was like, I had to make that video, because to solidify into people's brains that I have a fucking clue what's going on in any of this situation. Nothing, zilch, zero. So you know, I can't promise that I won't make any more videos, but what will happen is if I make any more videos, it's only because maybe I'll be implanted into the message. If my name gets brought up, then I'll make a video about that. But I'm never going to make another video just for fucking. They got a lot of views. They got a lot of views, and to be honest with you, I actually felt sick that they got that many views. Do you know what I mean? I felt fucking sick.
And you know what? I've tried this before on my other channels, because I've got other channels, not just the Masked Detective.
I know.
And I put up a video of a poor Syrian child, obviously stricken with poverty. It was very sad.
Yeah.
And it got something like 50 views. I put something up about the truth. It got close to 50 views. And then I put up something about someone online, and it went through the fucking roof. So it just goes to show you that, you know, it's going to be a long time before people that are speaking are not getting in the drama scene to build up, you know. But as I said, at least they're here for the right reasons, and they're not here for
Exactly.
You know,
This is what I try to say. I was speaking to somebody recently, and it says like whenever like the sort of contradicted themselves. They were like, your channel's doing shit, and they're like, how old's your channel? It's like 4 months old, and they're like, actually, well, it's not doing that bad then. And I was like, well, you don't understand. I could literally sit in my car with a phone, have no intro or outro, no format, and just talk shit about people and get 4,000 subscriptions within a year. That's possible to do. But if I actually go the route of putting hard work in, okay, I might not get as many subscriptions, but what will happen is it'll get die-hard people to come in to see content. People don't realize that. And there's a difference between feeding negativity. Like, everybody wants to wake up. What you're basically doing is, what people are doing is they're waking up and they're getting clips on Sunday morning or Friday morning, whatever day it is, and they're watching 6-minute videos to stimulate their brain of the negativity that they want. Where I was speaking to the guys from the Central Club, and if you look at their format, they're actually trying to put out legitimate podcasts, like of people, of interest in people, and like they know this too. They've clicked onto this too, and they're really, really good guys. And I actually support the Central Club 100%. They're fucking brilliant guys in what they're at. But they don't want to sell out. They don't want to sell out. But I'm not going to lie to you, it's really fucking hard, because whenever you know so much shit about other people, and they're dissing you, and they're talking shit about you, and you're thinking to yourself, if I made a fucking video about you, I could fucking destroy you. But I'm not going to do it.
do you know?
Because,
Do you know how
you
you
know,
destroyed? You know, you destroy these people. Just don't give them the time.
I got through to one today. There's one person. Now, listen, I don't really feed the trolls. Just actually, I'm going to tell you something here, and you can do this with me too, Masked Detective. I'm going to be starting a new thing called the comment section, and I'm going to be taking the most vile, the most funny comments from the comment section. I'm going to be screenshotting them. Maybe every Monday, we're going to just have an absolute all-out laugh and post them on the screen, and we'll have like fruit of the week. So the person
that's decent.
so the person who has the most vilest comment towards it, obviously in consideration, it can't be like, you know, it can't be anything but women or children, like, but about myself. Do you know what I mean? They can talk about myself, or whoever my guest, you, they can say something about you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just say whatever in it. I don't get offended by words, so yeah, it's cool.
And then we'll take a vote.
That's it.
We'll take a vote on who's the best one.
But
And then
all of them, out of all the drama queens on this podcast thing, whether it's Darren G, Decker,
No.
Steve,
I'm talking about comments, like people in the
comments for
section.
you.
Yeah, like the most vilest, dirtiest comments that come towards
What about?
me.
Oh, I don't
But
know
me.
about that one.
So just,
As long as they don't mention kids and wives, I mean,
yes, as long as they don't mention, listen, that'll never be posted in the screen. But but they can say the most nastiest shit. I had one guy. This is how smart they are, right? But here, this is the best shit you're going to hear, like, right? I shouldn't be laughing at this, by the way. He says, the only time I want to see you on live is whenever you're swinging from a noose. And he posted it and he deleted it straight away, right? YouTube didn't remove it because he would have got banned for that. But he knew he had a channel, you say. He knew if he posted it and deleted it, I still get the notification on my phone. So I clicked onto it, and I could see it on the top bar of my phone. You know, when you scroll down, I could see it. And it was gone. I clicked into it, and then this comment has been removed, or just this comment has been deleted by the user or something. It said, and I was like, oh, you cheeky little shit, you knew exactly what you were doing. But that's what they're like. Do you know what I mean? And I will take a screenshot of that and I will post that. And he'll get like fruit of the week. I don't know. I'll send him a T-shirt or something. Do you know what I mean? To their local post office, and then they can there's your fucking gift for
spud of the week or something.
Spot of the week or twat of the week.
A twat of the week, yeah. Like,
Look,
you know what it is? It's this, and it needs to be talked about. I mean, yeah, you can talk about many things, but when it comes to this drama online, it's simply like you were saying, it's for the algorithm because it attracts maximum eyeballs.
I have to say,
obviously attached to unconscious brains as well.
I have to say this here, right? I'm sort of dead inside, right? Well, I'm not dead. I'm quite alive, but I'm dead to the sense that like I'm not even saying this to act like a hard man or a big man. It actually doesn't affect me. What actually actually, I'm not going to say what affects me, but see when somebody says the most vilest, nasty shit, I write it down and maybe reformat it in a nicer way so I can use it. I can use it in somebody, like some of them have great one-liners. Do you know what I mean? So I'll see it, and I thought to myself, nobody's doing this at the comment section on a Monday night.
It's true.
And just whack them all up, and we'll have
that's decent. That's decent. We've got to try different things, innit?
30. We'll have like 30 to 40 of the most nastiest comments every Monday night. Just throw them up for people to see, and what that does is, you have to understand what that does is people think you're going to have a negative effect on people by doing that. Well, actually, what you'll find is you'll actually create a positive atmosphere by hitting this head on. Do you know what I mean? And going, do you know what? You know, sticks and stones and all that shit. Do you know what I mean? It's a literal thing. Like sticks and stones is just a literal thing. It's a couple of words aren't going to do anything to you. But that's what I'm going to do. And you can do that with me. Like if you want, I'll have different people on. There's a couple of people coming on from a local area. Addis, I have to censor him though. He was like, I'm coming on your channel, and I was like, why? He's like, because I'm going to tell all those, and I was like, you can't say that, mate. You'll get my channel banned. Like, he was like, fuck it. We'll start another one. We'll call them all out, and he's going to say the most nastiest because he's seen the one with Anne. You see.
What one with Anne? What was that about? I don't mean to drag up drama, but
yeah, no, drag it all up. I don't give a fuck. No, remember she was like, she'd done a video about me.
Oh yeah.
He's seen that, and he was like, "Get me on, mate. Get her alive with me." And I was like, "Mate, you can't say half the stuff." Like he goes, "Look, fuck it. They're able to say shit to you. Let's destroy them." And I was like, "That's not a good." Like he's brutal. He's a bit like yourself in the sense where I know people see you as quite a calm, well-spoken guy, but you're actually like some of the shit that we've talked about behind the scenes. You're like, fuck this.
Oh no, I know.
Let's fuck.
You're online, innit? You got to tone it down a little bit.
Oh, you have to.
I mean, not that you want to grab audience anyway, but I mean, well, being a cunt, you probably get loads of audience. But is that really the way you want to? What's that?
I am a cunt, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, so am I.
I'm teaming.
So I was born a cunt and I'll die a cunt. It's all right. It's all good.
It's all good. I know. You were born a cunt. You came out of a cunt. And you're
that's it. Yeah, live a cunt and then die one.
It's the truth, mate. People don't realize that. People don't realize.
Accept it. If someone says you're a cunt, yeah, say thank you.
Yeah, who was it? There was a guy. There was one. There's a channel called I Love Humanity. I don't know if you've seen him.
No, I ain't seen that. No.
They're brutal. Like they're brutal, but they don't know that I actually laugh at all their shit that they say to me. Like they'll say the nastiest shit that you've ever seen, and I actually love it. Like I'll be sitting somewhere and I'll look at a comment and I'm laughing in stitches, and I'm like, I shouldn't be laughing at this. I should be reporting this to the fucking police, but I don't. And today was a bit different because I think they understood that I am like a middle ground person, that I don't take sides with people, and they were actually quite nice to me today. Listen, to be honest with you, I don't take pride in that, but it's like I got through to an actual cunt. Do you know what I mean? They understood. There a vibe going on where it was like a nasty vibe before. Now it was like, actually, yeah, I understand where you're coming from there, Ronan, yeah. But I'm still going to be a cunt, and I appreciated that from you know, it's just who they are, like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's true. I mean, if anyone's got any questions in the chat, feel free to fire them across. If you know.
I ask away, like, ask away. I don't give a fuck. Like, ask whatever you want. Ask whatever you want, but
But most of these people, they're usually bored or discontent people. That's all they are. And it's sad because there's people that are out there trying to patch up stuff and make amends and things like that. And then you've got people like this. And as I said, look, it's all to do with the people. They never had the people on their channels. They wouldn't carry on with their drama, would they?
well, you have
It's
to
a
you have to be thick-skinned, right? And you have to understand, right? If you're not thick-skinned in any game, doesn't matter if it's business. Can I tell you a fucked up thing? I wasn't going to say this to you, right? But I'm going to say this to you. I got a phone call tonight from somebody, right? I'm not going to tell you the whole context of the phone call. And he was like, "I got your number." He goes, "But I'm not a troll." I was like, right. I talk to anybody. I don't give a fuck. Like, and I was like, "Mate, how'd you get my number?" He goes, "You left it on a platform." Rightly so, it did. So it was my fault that he got my number. And I was like, "What are you ringing me for, mate?" I goes, "What's your name?" And he goes, "I think he says his name was Adele." I thought that was a pretty weird name, but then he was like I think he was like a Muslim character, so his name, the names can be quite different in the Muslim community. He seemed like a nice guy, and he was like Abdel or Adele. I think it was Abdel maybe. And we were talking there for about 35 minutes, and I was like, "Is like he was asking me questions on a certain person." To state the obvious, you probably all know who the person is, and he was like, "I wanted to do something." I was like, "All right." But these people are contacting me, and they're ringing me, and they're like Instagramming me as if I'm the Jesus of the podcast world. Like I'm going to give them the answers that they want. They're like, "Oh, you're neutral in this run, and you're going to give me the answers. Is this person real or fake?" And I'm like, "I don't fucking know. Like, I'm just an idiot, a moron who lives in a small town in Ireland. Like, I don't know nothing about anybody. The fuck he's asking me for?" But he was a nice guy. Don't get me wrong. He showed me respect, and I showed
That's
him
right. You
respect.
know, when you're
You know,
talking to someone behind the scenes, yeah, obviously there's going to be a lot of that because they're going to be like, oh, he's pulled away or he's neutral. Maybe he's going to dish something that we don't know, you know? That's just the way it is.
so we've got a question here. Is the masked detective a lady?
Listen, I'll be whatever you like. Yeah, I'll be a gremlin. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah, don't worry
Yeah.
about if I'm a woman because of my girly voice still or whatever. I'm 46 years old with 5 children, so there you go.
Yeah.
I'm not no young boy.
I couldn't believe it when you told me you're 46, mate. I remember
Yeah.
we were speaking about probably about 2 months ago, and you goes to me, "I'm 46," and I went, "What? I thought you were 19," because your accent is like so fucking like
Yeah,
it's just
too young, isn't it? Oh, don't
it
get me wrong.
is.
If I shout and I'm in a mood, yeah, then it can get very fucking deep and violent. But if I'm just talking casually, yeah, it sounds like a bitch, you know.
Can I ask you a
Oh, listen,
question?
I've
Right?
been on the phone. Do you know what? I've been on the phone. Right, I've gone, yes, madam. They've
Have you?
actually thought when I was phoning up, yeah, that I was phoning up on behalf of somebody else, and that was a female. But anyway, look, the joke's on me tonight. Go
Oh,
on,
they thought that you
Roan.
were a woman. They thought that you were a woman.
Yeah, it's because of my
Fuck
fucking
off,
talk,
mate.
man. Yeah, I had to own it though. I have to own it. What were you going to
Fucking
say
hell.
then, Ronan?
What? So what's it like actually living in London? I know that's a bit of a cliche these days. You've got fucking Lazar
Living in
there,
London.
but what is it
It's
actually
all
like?
right. I mean, like it's similar. It's similar to like if I said, "What's it like living in Ireland?" You know, I know I've heard Ireland's a beautiful place and that, but when you're not familiar with somewhere, it can become a bit daunting, you know. But yeah, living in London. Other than that donut who's called living in London,
But you know, like
he
Lazar,
doesn't.
no.
He doesn't represent London, by the way. Yeah, they don't act like that.
Lazar's click. You see, Lazar's clicked into something, hasn't he? Though he
Mm.
has, like, he knows what he's doing. Lazar knows what he's at. He's
Yeah, he's
he knows what he's at. Like he's quite a, should you say, he's not sneaky, but he's different. Like he knows how to title videos. He knows what to talk about. He is quite knowledgeable in certain
no. Do you
subjects.
know what it
But
is? He's a weasel. That's why. He don't care. He'll hear something and he'll run with it, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And
No,
that's what people like.
but see,
They
I
like
thought
all
he
that.
was. Yeah, yeah. He knows that though. He knows that. He
Mm,
knows that, and he knows that that's how you grow a channel, and he knows that
yeah.
that's what you do. Listen. I've never met the guy. I use guys from London. He's like he'll just say shit to each other like you're a fucking weasel. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah, but do you know what it is? Yeah, he claims he's from Camden. I'm from fucking Camden as well. I don't know the cunt. I've never seen him. Probably through someone else he is. But them type of people, all that I've done this, I've done that. It's all bullshit. Trust
yeah,
me, it's all bullshit. And I mean, why would you bring your dirty washing online? Like all these ex-gangsters and doing podcasts with this one used to do this and used to do that. It's fine if you want to relive and experience someone else's problems in life, but sort your own problems out first.
yeah, yeah. He seemed
Everyone's
like
got problems.
yeah, yeah. Like I was saying that the whole Jordan McCann stuff got very heavy for me because I was watching Jordan McCann. I actually like Jordan McCann's music. Do you know what I mean? And I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
listening to a bit of Jordan McCann, and I was seeing like he was sort of implementing himself into this situation, and I was like,
yeah.
"Fuck, this isn't good." Like, now I know I'm not saying Lazar himself can't handle himself. I know he can, but it was round about the time like he had that fight with Marvin on the street, and I was like, "Oh, fucking hell!" Like more like Marvin. I don't know if he was or if he is, but he was a serious fucking player in the game. Like, do you know what I mean? Okay, mightn't have been at the highest of levels, but he fucking knew them and he'd been there. Do you know
Do
what
you
I mean?
know? Shall I tell you who Lazar is? Right, Lazar's the type of person you'll tell him to go to Scotland, pick up a bar of heroin or something. Yeah, so he gets nabbed and not you. He's one of them little runaround errand boys, you know.
Yeah. I listen. I don't
Trust
know. I
me.
don't.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't.
all mad. You know, all these people online that splurt. You know, they say I'm gonna do this. It's all waffle. It's all hot air. Because a real gangster, come on. I mean, look, no one's gonna mention nothing. You're gonna roll up, covered up like I am. Probably change the number plates on a rental van or something. You know, do what you got to do. Drop the cunt off in Epping Forest or somewhere, and be done with it. You know.
I just listen. I've been speaking to a lot of active guys, right? Active guys, and I asked them, did they want to come onto YouTube? And they were like, "Look, Ronan, we support you. We love you. You're sound. You're always down the middle. You're never going to choose sides. I don't even choose sides when it comes to Catholics and Protestants.
Yeah, you
I'll
shouldn't.
all, do you know what I mean? I don't choose sides with any, even with my own people. I'll be like, well, hold on, that was some nasty shit you done back in 1998.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, and they says, over our dead body, right? Would we ever come onto YouTube? He goes, do you think we're going to give cops the information that they want to fucking see? It's all put that shit on YouTube. He
Yeah.
says everybody using on YouTube, bar some. He goes, there's some that they said there's some that know how to play the game, that act innocent but aren't innocent. And he says,
Yeah.
but if we came onto YouTube, that would be our life ended. We would have to come out of the game because our face would be shown. We would be there. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's true. I mean, look, you'd know who's talking, and you'd sort of like if you're in the area as well, you'd know the accent, wouldn't you? You'd think, that's that cunt, innit? And then you
yeah,
start digging around. So yeah, they're just a bit more paranoid, isn't it?
it's like they're like, you have to understand the dynamics because I've never been a criminal or a gangster. I've ran about with them. I know I used to party with a lot of them, but I never got involved in that shit. I always stayed in the straight and narrow and stuck. I would rather make 20 quid a week than make £100 a week if it was straight. If the £20 was straight, if you get what I'm saying. And but a lot of these guys were like, look, you know, there's some serious fucking players out there and they're not on YouTube and they will not be on fucking YouTube because it would
No,
just, it would, they made it so fucking apparent. Like the police are scanning YouTube because they're monitoring all the fucking channels that are involved in this and they're building a profile. You're literally putting your consciousness, if you're a criminal, you're putting your consciousness into a device that people can see over and over again. They can pick up patterns, pick up how the way that you write, pick up how you speak, pick up how you talk. And if you're smart enough and you're an active criminal, like maybe you're into selling a bit here and there, you'll not come on this platform. Like you'll only do that after the fact, after it's done, after it's said and done. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But fuck these anyway. You know, look, you know what it is? Even if you've got 14 people on there, yeah, you don't really want to. I mean, look, we're all curious, you know, but curiosity killed the cat, innit? So the more we talk about these drama channels, the more we make them more famous than what they already are, you know?
I googled, I YouTubed YouTube Wars America, and a couple of channels popped up in New York, and I got speaking to a couple of guys in New York, and I was I was just running this through them. I like to speak to everybody, like, and I added them on Instagram. We were talking, we were speaking. They were like, bro, you know, and all this mad shit. And I was like, yeah. I was telling them about the situation, and they're like, oh, that shit wouldn't go down here, bro. Shit wouldn't go down here. And I was like, why? Because it would just, you know, people say shit over here, and then there's actual consequences for shit that's said online. Like they have wars over there on YouTube, but it's all respectful. Like it's all really, really respectful wars. It's like
Yeah.
I respectfully called you out, and next minute there's
Yeah.
like a 15 car pileup, boys shooting each other left, right, and center in New York. Like, but
Yeah.
it's a fucking weird world, man. It's a weird world of just putting out content. And I say to anybody, see if you're starting a channel, don't tag your channel as a true crime channel, because true crime literally fucking finds you. Like it really, like actual fucking criminals will find you and want to hook up with you, and you're like, fuck. Do you know what I mean? What do I do here?
Yeah, it's true. You know what else gets on my nerves is all these other little channels that can't produce their own content and they run off the back of people's miseries whilst causing division and whilst thinking they're funny. And there's a lot of channels like that. And yeah, you know, these little channels need to be shut down because they don't help either, you know, because all these little channels throw out little pieces of clips and things like that. And I'm being honest, I think everyone's confused about all this drama shit. Whoever it is, mention whatever names. Everyone's just confused because people are throwing different clips here, there, and everywhere. And what do you fall into? Speculation, innit?
Yeah, look, confusion, or has everybody clicked on how YouTube world actually works?
To be honest with you, it would be confused anyway because look, if they've got the time to focus for drama and other people's misery, first of all, go into your closet or your home and clean out your own dirty laundry because trust me, not everyone. In fact, there's no one that's happy, regardless if you've got money, whatever. You may claim you're happy at the moment, but then you have to realize, is that in material possession or is that spiritual? And a lot of people have lost that.
I've noticed one thing though. Whenever you're literally putting your consciousness into this. So it's like having a fight, right? Me and the masked detective could go into a boxing ring, right? We'd have a fight. We'll leave something of ourselves there in the boxing ring. We'll never get that time back. I'm never going to get them brain cells back that he batters out of me.
No.
He's never going to get those brain cells. It's like this. YouTube's the exact fucking same.
Yeah.
And I know I'm a very small channel, but I couldn't imagine having 600,000 subscribers and having an obligation that I have to put out content.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to put out content now, and it's like I'm only sitting with 600 and some subscribers. But I like imagine having 1 million. Like it says something for the Joe Rogans to have that,
Yeah.
to have the as you say, the vibration that, like, look at Joe Rogan. Okay, he might be a cunt here, there, and everywhere, but if you look at Joe, the fact that he's still able to do everything that he does and stay true to himself, it's fucking amazing, man. He is literally the king of fucking kings. Like, then you have these guys and their whole life, and you see it, and I watch them, and their whole life is just ate up, and they can't get a woman, they can't have kids, they can't live a normal life because YouTube is their partner, is their wife, is their child, and it's mental. I don't think I ever want to get like that ever.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Even with my channel, I didn't promote it. I just stuck to a few videos up. Someone lost their channel, basically, another truth seeker, and he shit on in. He was sort of the videos he was doing. He explained it pretty well, and it was all animated and things like that. So he lost his channel. He had 50,000 subs, and fucking yeah, he just lost it because I think he put some stuff up about the V. And then I just said to him, look, I've backed up all your videos. Because that's where I started. That was when my journey started. I said, I've backed up all your videos. Do you want me to open up a new channel and try and get you back your subscribers? So I did. And then after a while, I just said, do you mind if I just take myself away from it now and carry on with my own sort of channel, change the name and all that shit? And that's what I did. And now and then I just put some videos up if I can, and you know, and then as I said, I got up to about 700 or something. It's taken a while, but look, these people aren't expecting. See, when you cause drama every day, or you cause drama, or you're posting videos, you start putting people into like a routine. It's like more like almost putting people into like a crack like a crack habit.
It's
So it's
crack.
releasing in,
It's
yeah, it's
crack.
like
Or heroin, whatever the
releasing,
fuck you want to call it.
yeah. So it's like releasing endorphins, so people get a
Oh
kick
yeah.
out of it.
Yeah.
So if you don't go live
Yeah.
for a week, but you used to going to live, trust me, in that second week when you go live, you're gonna have loads of people on to try and catch up.
I watch a guy called Jesse on Fire and Jesse on Everything. Jesse on Fire is his MMA channel. Go subscribe to this channel, by the way, everybody, and the Mass Detective. Jesse on Everything. The guy, okay, he's a bit arrogant, but he's super, super, super intelligent, and he knows how to break things down in such a way. Like, he only does 12-minute videos, and he doesn't do long format videos, but he'll break down the V, and he'll break down certain things in a way, and he knows all about the deep state, and he says it in a way where his videos never get flagged, and he bum licks Google. So he'll come on and he'll be like, yeah, me and Google are sweet. I send Google an email. Me and Google are sweet. I promote Google. I promote Google. But then you know what he's saying, because if he's saying that, he's saying, like, you know, these guys are fucking creatures, like, do you know what I mean? And they're just trying to censor me. And listen, he's built his channel up by putting out 12-minute videos 2 a day, and what he speaks about is fucking fact. See his MMA stuff, brilliant, love it. See his Jesse on Everything stuff, absolutely phenomenal. And seriously, I'm actually, you know what I'll do? I'll leave the description of I'll leave the video in the description of this video, or his channel in this video, and go subscribe. It's Awakening, and he does it in like a fucking like a macho way. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't do it in like a stupid way. Do you know the channels I love? I love Russell Brand, right? I watch him every single day. I think he's great, right? The stuff he comes out with. He's a very enlightened person. And Jesse on Everything. A bit of Joe Rogan, but those two are the two channels that I go to if I want to know something, if I need a breakdown of something. And I feel fucking great for doing it, because see that BBC News man? See that man in the box? He's killing me. Like, he was killing me for about 5 years of my life there.
Yeah, that's always the way, isn't it? I mean, you got to look into the words that people speak, how they type, you know, the structure of how I mean, you can read the consciousness of the person just through the message. If you're tapped into consciousness, you can, you know, because words are energy, even if you are writing them on the stream or whatever. So it's good to analyze the words, you know, and actually look into the deeper meaning of words as well. Like language, I don't know if anyone knew this, but if you break language down into 3 separate words, you've got lan, gu, age. Yeah. We have Lan, which is a monster that protects the noble ones, and Gu, which is the god of war, and Age is the age of ages of the zodiac. So we have language are the monsters, or languages are the monsters of war that protect the noble ones, or golden gods. So that's what languages are. When you go back and you find out, you know, English, when it was created and why it was created, and fucking, was there any language before Sumerian times? You know, it's pretty daunting how, you know, the second language of most of the people on Earth would be English.
I'm just thinking to myself, if I ever meet up with you, I'm gonna have to walk around London with you wearing a balaclava.
No, that's different. No, that's different. I mean, as long as it's not being live. As long as
I'm
it's
gonna
not
have
live.
to show. Yeah, well, if we do a live or something, if I show up in London, I'm like, right, come on, the fuck, we're going out for a Greg's here, right? I'm gonna say, right, get your balaclava, get your coat, get your fucking balaclava on. We're doing a live.
Yeah, that's cool, man. It's a mask, isn't it? So they can't complain.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. You say, hold on 2 seconds here. You do realize I've got pores on my head that can absorb the C19.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm covering all my pores here. I'm protecting myself. Do you know what I mean? Oh man,
So,
it's fucked up. Like,
and that's what people got to understand is that the key is to control the energy, and energy is magic, which is the art of using sacred sound, sacred geometry, and natural forces to direct and control energy to produce certain desired effects. So that's why I say mystery. When someone says mystery, that's my story. The actual mystery that I've got to go searching for is my story. The history is his story. It's not
yeah,
my story because he wrote it.
yeah.
My story is the mystery that they're holding back from me, that they're saying is like bad and fucking, all that kind of shit. You got to look into this type of stuff. You have to bring the subconsciousness out to the conscious. You got to make the conscious aware of the subconscious, which is where all the
I
dark is. Go on.
I'm going to start cold water therapy, or I'm going to jump into cold water every fucking morning. There's a dam down where I live. I'm just going to jump into that every morning. And apparently, that's great for you. I've watched James English there. He does it every morning. He seems to be fucking. It seems to do him a wonders. Like, I don't know what it is about. I'm just going to start jumping into the cold water. What do you think about that?
Decent. If you got if you got the balls to do that, do it. But
Yeah.
me, I don't know, man. It'd have to be a really big dare for me to jump into something that cold.
I just read a comment there.
Because you can't just jump out. Do you know what I mean? If you jump into a lake or something, there's no jumping back out like a bath. You got to swim it out.
Oh fuck! I have to jump in, man. I'm getting in. There's fish. There's fucking. There's
Nice
fish
one.
down there. There's fucking fish down there. I'm gonna go in with a load of bread and just
Well,
fucking
cover up the old worm.
Fuck! Oh my god! Yeah, getting I'll be getting fucking BG off a fish. No, the worm. There's a fucking snake, man. I'll jump. I'll jump. I suppose it's cold, so it'll be a worm. I'll turn into a worm, like. There's ice. Yeah. So this comment here. Times have changed, Ronan, but you getting about London with it with that accent and a balaclava wouldn't end well. It probably wouldn't, mate. It probably wouldn't. It probably wouldn't, like, because they would literally think it's the Ra running about. And yeah, I did get it from old Sausage Neck. Get his comment up there? Sausage Neck, yes. James English does the cold water therapy, and apparently it's brilliant. Like, there's Carrie Kings thinks she has to shoot on. Carrie, appreciate you. Good night, Ronan. Good night, everyone. Happy holidays. Yes, happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas, whatever you sort of support. Me and Carrie had it bad there for a while, right? And I thought Carrie was I'm not going to lie to you. I actually thought Carrie was a different person, right? And then I found out she wasn't a different person, so she said she was. But then I looked back at a few of the comments and it was like, do you know what? She was giving me good criticism. Do you know what I mean? It seemed really fucking harsh, like, but it was good criticism. Do you know what I mean? You need that sometimes. You need somebody to come in and say, well, do you know what? Fucking,
Sometimes people can see what you can't see. So the criticism, when it comes, you have to look back at why they criticizing you.
Yeah.
And if it's due to a video, rewatch the video and see, because some people spot things that you don't.
Yeah.
So it's another way of.
I don't watch any of my videos back. I can't.
No, I can't. I hate it. It's worse than a horror movie. Like, it's worse than watching Insidious or something.
I feel like a narcissist. I feel like, oh, I'm looking at myself, because when I watch it, I'm like, well, sometimes, like, I watched some of my first videos on YouTube where I watched and I was like, I do have this problem where I repeat myself over and over and over again, and it's just fucking, it's hard. Like, it's hard to watch. So I try not to repeat. I try not to repeat myself. But listen, big up to Carrie. She's a good one. She's not a bad one, and I think she's been here from day one. Do you know what I don't like? I'm gonna have to say this. There's a guy that used to come on here, and if he's watching this, Nate, he's from Kansas. He was one of the first guys that I interacted with on YouTube.
Nick Williamson or whatever.
Nate, no, not Nick. Nate.
Oh,
Nate.
Oh, right.
And he's from Kansas, and me and him done a Kurt Cobain conspiracy talk, and he's brilliant. Fuck, he's good, and he's a good family man. And see, since the whole Decca situation, he has never he's never given me an explanation. He just didn't contact me. We were supposed to
Yeah.
send Christmas. He was supposed to send Christmas gifts over to me, and I was going to send Christmas gifts over to him, like American shit and Irish
Yeah.
shit. We're going to do a live where we unbox it and like eat
Yeah,
different
you
shit
should.
from.
Do you know what? You
But
should do some of that as well. Some reaction videos to whatever videos, whether it could be funny, it could be fucking, it could be scary, it could be jump scares, it could be funny ones, even reactions to other people's videos. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, no, I've got a second channel. I'll be doing that. I've got a second channel. It'll be bringing
Yeah.
called Ronan
Even
Reacts.
highlights. I mean, you can play the highlights of like UFC or whatever, and you can just rerun it and actually just comment with your face on there while it's playing, you know?
Yeah, don't see. I wanted to do that, but me and you could do that too. Like, cause I know you and your Wing Chun. You're fucking
Oh, yeah,
way.
yeah.
You're a Wing Chun man. But it's
That's
no.
like, you just done the Karate Kid move there.
Yeah, I watched the Karate Kid the other night. I was in a hotel, and so this is how
Yeah.
this is how boring I am. Right, go to a hotel, music banging, right, all night banging till 1 o'clock in the morning. Me and the wife sitting in bed watching Karate Kid.
Yeah,
You know what I
well, I
mean? Like,
mean,
I just don't
whatever,
have.
whatever makes
Uh,
the wife happy, isn't it?
well, no, she doesn't drink. I know I'm drinking now, but I'm having a drink. I'm having one beer, but it was just a real Irish bar, and because it's in Ireland, and it was pumping. I'm not joking you. The music was fucking smashing the place to the ground. I booked a quiet night away, and it was just a rave going on downstairs. But do you know what I mean? See alcohol, see drink for me. It's just terrible. Like if I drink like 5 to 6 beers, that's okay. But if once I drink 5 to 6 beers, if I'm out, I'm going to drink vodka, and then that's when it gets messy because I can't stop drinking vodka.
Like that, man. No, I mean, look, I'll have a Bud or something, typical fucking UK thing. I'll have a Budweiser when the Arsenal are playing. So I'll have a Budweiser tomorrow because they're playing. And
Arsenal,
yeah, I'm an Arsenal supporter, innit?
Arsenal, Patrick Vieira, huh? So somebody says the Mass Detective doesn't like criticism.
I love criticism. What are you talking about? How can you say I don't like it?
See,
If I've
look,
got facts, the thing is, you know what it is? If someone criticizes and you can prove that they're wrong in their criticism, then who is it that's getting butthurt? It's
but
not the
sure, look,
person.
she just criticized you for not liking criticism. Do you know what I mean? To see the
Oh
irony in
yeah,
that,
I
though.
mean, yeah, I didn't get it. I was a bit too slow. I was a bit too
Yeah,
slow.
yeah,
See,
yeah, yeah.
at least I
I
get
seen it.
it.
I seen that setup. I seen it from a minute
Yeah,
off.
see, I
Here's
was too
Ross.
busy looking at you, Ronan, looking at your bottle there. You know.
So here's Ross, right? Bet Ronan was wanting to party. Listen, this is no joke, right? See about 6, 7 years ago, I was up for it like 3 days on a bender, 2 days just flat to the mat, right? But see
Yeah.
now, I couldn't. I honest the fuck. See the thought of waking up the next day. I'll tell you the only time I would drink, right, is if all my because my brother, one of my brothers lives in New York. One of them's always away with the army. One of them is a fucking a movie producer for Paramount, and one's
Decent.
always
Is he
in.
in with the
Yeah,
Freemasons and that?
he's not even a Freemason. I'm more of a Freemason. I'm getting contact with the Freemasons. He wants in on the Freemasons.
Oh, is
I'm
it?
fucking joining the Illuminati here, man. This is
Yeah.
the
Sign me up. Sign me up. How much money's
so
in it?
that's what I said. I was sign me up to that shit. That's the only time I would drink if they were like drink properly, like an Irish drink, like a case of harp,
Yeah.
bottle of vodka, and then everybody have a massive scrap out in the front garden. That's what an Irish drink is. Do you know what I mean? You always have to have a fight at the end of it. Um, but but uh, but that's the only time I think we'll probably have a proper drink. See when it's me and the wife.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just we would rather just walk, and sit and watch movies. We'll just do the
Well, I
same thing
mean,
away.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can't be like tipsy and the other person's not. Makes a dead
Yeah, man.
conversation. Trust.
Yeah, but
Whilst you're talking shit under the influence of whatever, you look like a right fucking pleb, innit? At least if you're both like that, just laugh it off, innit?
But I go mad. So see, when I get the vodka in me, I start asking for Coke. I start asking for ecstasy. I was like, yeah, let's go out. Let's do everything. I'm a fucking idiot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I
I
know.
like that's what I'm like though. But I don't take any of that shit. Like I wouldn't like I would say for the past 15, 16 years, I would have been near that shit. But
Mm.
see, when you get the fucking alcohol into you, especially the vodka, everything you want, everything, just take everything, anything that's coming, anything to keep the party going. One
I
shit,
get quite aggressive.
do you?
Yeah, when I'm on the beer, I get quite aggressive. But only like, look, I'm a lightweight. I go to about three buds, and then I'm getting angry. After that, I mean, double it. I'm on my fucking back, man. Where's Matthew? I was in the corner sleeping. I mean, so I've got that fucking. But as I said, I'm not inclined to it. Like Christmas time and all that, I ain't gonna be doing it. It's just simply the Arsenal match, you know. It's the
Yeah,
only time I do it, and
yeah,
I've always done it when I went to the stadium and that. But
5 days, mate. I'm not joking. You're right. See, back in my heyday drinking, right? Like, I'll never forget one of the craziest nights I've ever had. Me and my cousin Hugh, right? We were fucking like off the Richter scale. I would come home from work on a Friday, right? Would get my dinner sometimes, head out, get a liter bottle of vodka, start drinking the liter bottle of vodka. He would get all the mad shit of the day, as in drugs wise. And you're talking about a three, sometimes in the summer, if I'm off, to 5 day bender of just pure hardcore tunes, banging tunes, Lisa Lashes, all the raves of the day. You wouldn't eat like I think I was at 18, I was like 8.5 stone, 9 stone. Because it just wasn't eating. I was working all the time and it was just constant drinking, 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 rave, 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 house party after house party, just constant like. And but it fucks you up in the head because see, whenever you try to do that when you're older, like see if I try to do that now, it gives you anxiety. Just it fills you
yeah,
full of anxiety. You're like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm an
yeah,
idiot.
it
Like,
starts giving you like heart palpitations and shit, innit? You get anxiety and shit.
look at somebody over there.
Uh,
This is great. Look.
uh,
Is is,
it,
is this where look?
what are they saying in the chats?
Is this where
Anyone
Deck?
sort of?
It says, is this where Deca is hiding in disguise? Fucking hell.
Are you joking? I don't sound like that, do I? I'm not from. Where is he from? Wales somewhere, or where is he from?
I don't know, mate. I still don't know to this day, to be honest with you.
Oh
I don't
right,
have a
yeah.
fucking baldy notion. Carlisle is
No,
Carlisle
but
in
yeah, it said call me whatever, innit, man? You can all guess. You can all guess.
it's it's yeah, but it's Ireland's different, man. See if you ever come over here, right? You're welcome over
Mm.
here anytime because you're a good guy. You and the 5 kids and the wife. Do you know what I mean? But if you ever come over here and you go out for a drink, listen, man, it's an experience. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just you're in for the long haul. Do you know
Yeah,
what I
of
mean?
course, definitely.
You're gate crashing weddings, you're gate crashing house parties, and you don't even know these people. Do you know what I mean? And it is just the way it is. Like,
Mm. Yeah, it's fucking mental, this shit, anyway. It's mental. But as I said, look, you've got, what, 11 people on here, which is 11 people that are interested in just chit chat,
I don't give
which
a
is a
fuck,
good
man.
sign.
I'm talking to you. That's like a Zoom
Yeah.
call. I
No, I
don't
mean,
give a fuck.
that's a good thing. Yeah, that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Because we're not really talking about anything, but hopefully we can relate or, relate to the people in the chat with what we're speaking about, But it would be nice, as I said, for you guys to, leave your messages, agree with us or don't agree, or, get involved in the talk, innit? We're not ignoring you, and I'm sure Ronan's not ignoring you. Just
No,
waiting
I'm
for
not ignoring it.
the questions.
I like this is just like a Zoom call to me. Do you know what I mean? This is
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
mid C19. You're drunk by yourself and you just need to speak to somebody.
Wait, I was going to
that's,
break
that's
you
what
off
it's
there.
like.
I found a channel, right? I found a channel. It's called Rumble, right? If you check for Rumble, it's a new, like similar to YouTube. You can
Yeah.
live stream from there as well, and there's nothing censored.
Has it got many people?
Uh, yeah. I mean, one video got 36,000 views, so it's not
You
as much
did.
as YouTube and that. No, one video, not of mine, of someone else's. So it just goes to show you that people are on there watching.
Yeah, it's the same as Odyssey. There's a Zoom booty call. I don't know how that works. Like, is that
Well, I
like
don't know. Unless that Roland's face looks like a booty, I don't know.
is this like fucking Mark Zuckerberg's future Meta? Have you heard that shit, man? That's
Oh,
some
bad
fucking.
shit. That's
Oh,
bad shit. He
listen,
wants to stick everyone into that meta shit. You know what I mean?
it's you know what it's like. What's that movie where everybody's plugged in? It's not the Matrix. Everybody's plugged in and they've got like the best bodies in the world, and they're all walking about, but they're really like fat
Sims
people.
or Avatar.
Is it
Sims.
Avatar?
And notice they
God,
got the blue bodies in it. They're like got like Spock ears and things like that shit.
it's Bruce Willis is in it. Not Bruce. Is it Bruce Willis? Aye, Bruce Willis is in it, and they're all plugged into some mad shit, and they're all walking about like ripped, shredded. Do you know what I mean? Girls with massive tits, and they're just all. But realistically, they're all like fucking weak, subhuman creatures, fucking plugged into some crazy fucking game.
So it's similar to Matrix, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Like, yeah. What do you think of the
Yeah.
Matrix, man? What do you think about that? Like, just this, like I rewatched the Matrix there about 3 months ago, and I haven't watched it in a few years, and I was thinking to myself, people say this was like a more like a documentary. I just
Yeah,
find
it
it like
was, yeah. No,
like
I'll tell you what it is, right? It's filmed to people that can't see the symbolism. Once you see the symbolism, the esoteric understanding of the exact film, only then you go, for fuck's sake, how did I miss that? But then once you wake yourself up to it, every time you watch it, you see it and you see more. That's why when I done that book, my first book, which I finished, which is called Do We Live in a Simulated Reality, I based it off of the 3 Matrix trilogies.
that's mental, mate.
So I started with the 3 trilogies first because it's best to go for films that people are aware of and that are that most people have seen, you know, rather than just starting and trying to explain the world we live in without trying to attach it to a movie or something, you know. 'Cause then people go back because I find and nowadays a lot of people ain't using sort of reading as a tool. They want to watch movies or documentaries or they want everything visual.
Yeah,
So I
I
try and
just
tack it
yeah.
from like the visual aspect, and then I come away from it as I get deeper into the book. But as I
See
say,
a
I
lot.
wanted to give 5 books away, but I don't know how to do it. I don't just want to give it to any Tom, Dick, and Harry. But what do you suggest?
Right, so this is my dumb opinion. I think, look, guys, there is books, there is a giveaway, right? Um, and what I would suggest is if you want to be enlightened, if you want to broaden your horizons with a different type of a book, I would suggest the Mass Detectives books are amazing, are absolutely amazing. So what I would suggest is we could do a giveaway of your books, and we'll do something. We'll do it over a longer period of time though, with a couple of lives. As I say, I'm not on here fucking talking mad shit, calling people out. Snitchy Bomba Clan, all that shit, getting all the fucking views in. So we could do it after over a few lives and take names, write down a couple of names, put them into like a fucking Tumblr, and just pick names out of a fucking I don't know.
Yeah, I can let you do that as it goes. Yeah, you can take sort of like names
Yeah,
or
yeah.
comments down on people, and yeah, just sort of just throw your hand in and do a little lucky dip in it. As I said, they won't be in. They are in PDF form because I
Yeah.
explained before. If it's in book format, you're talking at least 30 quid a book. That's just because of the papers. Because
Well,
there's
that's what it is.
750 pages, isn't it?
That's what it is. Sometimes people need a break. Do you know what I mean? Do you ever think of maybe going down the route of writing like a fantasy novel or something? Do you know what I mean? Something that's not real, but because
Oh,
you
like
give
a
your
fantasy.
you
I
give your
mean, to be
opinion.
honest, yeah. Do you know what? To be honest with you, all that esoteric symbolism, metaphysics, etymology, astrotheology is all fantasy compared to
I
the
would.
normal program person.
I'm going to cheat and I'm going to say give Stephen Ross one of your PDF files,
Yeah,
because I think he will read your book and give you the what you need to hear
yeah.
from it.
Just a
Like what
review in it, a nice review.
Yeah,
Even if it's
that's
look good, bad, and ugly, it don't matter. You know, criticism's always welcome. So
not just criticism, but this guy, he's been through a bit, right? Stephen has, and he knows a lot about the world. He knows more than us, about the
I'll
world. He
drop
doesn't.
my email in the chats
Yeah,
for him.
yeah, definitely, man. Stephen's a good guy. I like Stephen. Stephen, also text me, mate, your contact details, mate, and we'll talk about something because there's a lot of people out there, right? I've noticed. I'm speaking to one guy, right, in particular, and he's got this mad story to tell, and he's
Mm.
just a wee bit nervous about telling it. And I think what people are afraid of is the reaction of telling a story, where you're always going to get a negative reaction. Regardless if I say the most positive thing out here right now, I'm always going to receive a negative reaction in the long
Yeah,
run.
even if
It's
we
just
just even if we're talking amongst ourselves, yeah, and people might call it waffle, they might. Oh, what are these two cunts talking about?
exactly. And I do feel though, fuck the negative reaction. You're always
Exactly.
embrace that negativity. You have to
Yep,
eat that fucking shit up and then just spew
yep.
out positivity. Do you know what I mean? If you don't do that
That's
with
it.
your life, then it's just what you're going to live. You're going to live in a fucking a bubble.
Exactly.
And
So
if you live
Stephen
if you,
Ross, I've dropped the message in the email. Just message me through the email as soon as, and then I'll forward the book to you. I'll give you an extra little book you can look at, which is the Squid Game Decoded. So I've looked at the Squid Game, and there's some hidden stuff in that as well.
I know I
Well,
wasn't talking about There's a guy saying, was it talking about Mark? No, I wasn't talking about Mark. Mark is more than happy to tell the story, but Mark has to go out and do a lie detector. He's going to do a lie detector first, because there's a few things, demons in his life that he needs to
I
cover.
tell you one person that you mentioned the other day. You was a bit I must admit you was a bit dodgy about having him on, which is Video Craig or something.
I have no beef with anybody. And let me say this here, right? Nobody knows what anybody has done in their life. Video Craig, fucking Paul, whoever it is, right? Um, listen, I this is how fucked up, right, the situation is, right? I text Video Craig because I seen a video that he put out, and I didn't think he was a bad guy. I thought he was a really good editor, to be honest with you. And I text Video Craig and was like, "Listen, man, why did you say that I was afraid to ask a certain person questions, deck of questions?" And he was like, "No, man, I didn't. I just was just sort of saying that to get a rise out of deck." And I was like, "Oh, sweet. At least you're honest with me. I don't give a fuck." Like, and I go off the chat, and he says to me in the chat, "Can I come on your channel on the podcast?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, of course, man, anytime. Yeah, 100%. I think you're a good editor. I like you're a comedian. I want to sort of interview a comedian. It's fine. We'll have a laugh. We'll have a chat." So I go off thinking that I'm going to set up a podcast with Video Craig, and I then, about half an hour to 45 minutes later, all this shit came out about him. And I'm literally looking at my phone going, fuck's sake, can I not catch a break here? Like, it's, I don't even know, still don't even know all the allegations, because I don't want to fucking know the allegations. I don't want to know the convictions or the allegations. I don't even want to know that, because that's more fucking negativity in my brain, do you know? And then I done a live, and I was like, do you know what? I'm going to ask my audience, do they want me to get Video Craig on here? And everybody said no. That's basically how it went. Everybody just went, no, don't get him on.
Do you know what? I watched 2 videos of him. Yeah, I watched 2 videos. One that said he was getting a bit excited when he mentioned about some youngsters, and then one where he was taking the piss out of 2 young girls at Tide. I'm sorry, Video Craig, you're a cunt. I have to
But
say it how it is. Yeah, I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings, but I can't hide it.
but I'm gonna yeah.
Him, I would honestly, by analyzing his language and his body movements, and including the eye movement, because you know when someone's telling a lie just through their eye movements, he's a wrong un. He's a complete wrong un.
I don't know what the allegations are, the convictions are. He done something. We all fuck up in our life,
No,
But
it's just
what
what he said. Just what he said.
Mm.
It weren't even on allegations. It's just purely what he said about the two young girls that died or got killed or something like that. And then yeah, just some other little dodgy things that he was doing with his. I don't know. Maybe he's got Tourette's or something. I don't know, but it weren't too good.
All comedians are fucked up, right? You have to understand that speak to a lot of them from Belfast. They're all fucked up, right? They all sit around a room at 3 o'clock in the morning, sniffing out of the same bag of coke. That's what they all do, right? So you have to understand that, and they're all. It's like YouTube. It's like YouTube before YouTube. They're all looking for the fucking most controversial thing to say. And do I think that he actually believes those things? I would say no. Known comedians and the way comedians are, I couldn't do what a comedian does, but it's a very hard thing to stand in a room and sort of do the whole fucking crowd thing. So it is
And
hard, right? But
there is a message from Kitty Cat that's saying you're sat here with someone you have no idea who they are. Could they have convictions for anything? We don't know because he's anonymous, meaning me.
Oh, I know him. I've seen his face. Ha 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 ha. I know his face and used him.
And the thing is, you're right. You don't know. No one knows. I don't know if Ronan's got any dodginess behind him. Would I want to know? Not really, unless it comes to light, obviously. But then when it comes to light, you have to bring me factual evidence.
Well, would you hear this here? So apparently the criminals in Ireland have done a check on me, and I'm totally clean. That's news to me. I was like, I'm totally clean. Holy fuck. That's great. Actually, I've got the most embarrassing record. I've done absolutely fuck all. I don't even have a fucking parking ticket. I've got nothing.
My dad, I'll give everyone a clue, but 99%, my dad is not clean. And should I say, 99% in regards to, I'll just give it Pie and Mash Films. But obviously, I only found out 2 years ago. So I wasn't raised by the cunt. So I have to call him that because that's just how it is, and I'll stop it there. But yeah, other than that, my history squeaky clean. But hey, everyone can say their history squeaky clean, innit? Why do we have to? That's another thing. Why has everyone become the judge, the jury, and the police online?
Well, it's the court of public opinion. It's always been there. It's just now it's more publicized because of social media. So the court of public opinion is everything. It does. Think about it as you could go to jail, right, for the most disgusting crimes, be innocent. Everybody know that you're innocent and sail through jail and be king in jail. But you could be the most guilty person in the world, get away from jail, and the whole world know that you're a cunt, and you can't live anywhere without somebody knowing that you're a cunt, and you have to live in a fucking woods. So technically, like, jail is guilt. Jail is something inside your head. Jail is, I do believe, like, there's the physical walls of jail and there's the mental walls of jail. If you are actually a guilty person, right? Just plug this in 2 seconds. If you're a guilty person, right? If I'm guilty of O.J. Simpson, if you're guilty of something, then the jail time that, if you're not a narcissist or a sociopath, the jail time that you do in your own brain will be terrible. Because I know if I do something wrong, it eats me up inside. If I shout at my son, if I shouted at him too much, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have shouted at him, and I'll be 15 minutes later, I'll be like, oh fuck, why did I shout at him? I shouldn't have shouted at him. Or some people.
But could you ever speak? Like, this is a question. Could you ever speak about something that you're hypocritical about, that you're doing yourself? Could you say, like, I advise everyone not to take drugs, but yet people, like the person who's saying it, is taking drugs?
I'm Irish, so I'll probably have to answer that yes, because everybody in Ireland's a fucking hypocrite. My Uncle John tells me not to drink alcohol, but he's a fucking alcoholic. Do you know what I mean? We're Irish.
I mean, that's just.
I know that. Irish people are just like that. We'll say, oh, don't be doing that, son. Fucking hell, don't be going down that route. Don't be smoking that weed. And then 2 minutes later, we're around the back fucking smoking a bowl. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I knew a few old Irish men that were like that. Yeah. it's pretty. But no,
It's
I mean,
just we're
look,
just hypocrites.
they mean well by it though. That's the thing. They also, it's almost like they mean don't do it because you'll end up like me. But they got that pride in them, so they don't want to say that,
Here, let me talk about this. OJ Simpson, right? OJ Simpson is ASMR for fucking serial killers, right? And here's why, right? I was on Twitter the other day. I've been following OJ for a while, right? This motherfucker. You talk about a sociopath. Knifes his fucking wife, butchers her, and is now like the glove doesn't fit. Like, come on, the fuck, right? Is on Twitter talking about other serial killers, talking about other serial killers, right? Talking about the Ghislaine Maxwell case, giving off mad shit about people not doing shit, like not taking the V, right? And you're like, man, and so in Twitter, you can see like comments that they've hidden. Twitter are ballers; they know that everybody wants to see the dirt, right? And I click on, and it's just all. Do you think Nicole had a choice, OJ? What's it like being a serial killer, OJ? And he's hidden these himself. So he's went on, seen all these comments and hidden them. He should have not. He should just like leave them there, like. And it's the most negative. And he'll just post another video of him in the golf, and this is how it starts off. He goes, "Hello, Twitter world," and then he'll go into a mad rant of like a shooting that happened in the streets. Like, mate, you literally butchered your wife. You you butchered your wife, you absolute sociopath, you psychopath, and you're on here giving people advice. And the thing about it is, see the advice that he gives, it's fucking great advice. It's the best advice you'd ever hear. It works. He's a killer. Do you know who OJ Simpson is?
Yeah, I don't really follow them, to be honest with you, because I'm so deep into this research, knowing actually who I am, not just this body that I'm walking around in, that I ain't got really time. I will fly past and, someone might say something and I'll pick up on it. I'll pick that, pick up on the vibe or whatever. If it don't gel with me, it don't gel with me. Look, if it gels with you lot in the chats and you fancy supporting these people, then I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying that's my opinion, that I just wouldn't.
It's the funniest shit I've ever seen. This guy, like, he went through the biggest trial in history in America, was televised, was in a armed robbery, was a football legend in America, butchers his wife, gets away with it, and he's on Twitter giving people advice about their life, and it's actually really good advice. It's like you have to witness it. You have to know the backstory to OJ Simpson. I've like this guy, like it's definite CTE. He was in a football and he got his brain smashed to pieces, and he couldn't hack that his
Well,
wife was moving on, and he just butchered her. Like he's a fucking mad bastard. Like
yeah, I know. You know what it is with these.
the
I
gloves don't
mean,
fit.
I don't know in regards to what they have to do in order to become part of this scene, but you have to tell the truth even amongst evil or even amongst fake news, because if you just dished out fakeness, you would sense it.
I'm going to get it up for you here, right? Because it's the funniest. I can't even describe to you, right? He hasn't been kicked off, has he? OJ SIMP. OJ Simp, we'll call him OJ Simp. It's what is going on here? So just let me get him up here. It's the funniest shit. This guy is a legitimate killer. Like, you don't understand the psyche of this guy. He's a legitimate cold-blooded killer. The murder of his wife was that bad that he like near cut her in two, and he goes in court and he gets away with it because the glove that was found at the scene of the crime didn't fit. But the reason why it didn't fit was because he was on gout medication for his hand because he was a football player. But then he stopped taking the medication, so his hand swelled up again. So the glove literally didn't fit, and that's how he got off in the murder. Like he's not only is he a fucking cold blooded killer, but he's smart as fuck. Let me just get him up for you here. Yeah, so this will make a good clip. Oh, oh, he's off Twitter now, is he? Oh, there's loads now. Oh, the real, here he is here, the real OJ Simpson. Oh my God, like.
Playoffs, and I'm in it, but hey, Twitter world, it's me, yours truly. Well, fantasy football playoffs, and I'm in it, but I'm kind of hurting. Mike Williams didn't. Oh, if he could have caught one of those early touchdown passes the other night, but
That motherfucker killed. That motherfucker butchered his wife on the streets of LA, and he's on Twitter giving advice to people. Let me see. Oh, Monday morning wrap up. Hold on. What do you say? Fantasy. He does fantasy football. What do you say?
Frustrated about the Knights game. Jeez, man. You know, it's
he butchered his wife, mate. He's on Twitter, and ISIS is on Twitter too. But they kick off Donald Trump. What the fuck's going on there?
Fuck those, man. Fuck those. It'll blow your mind what actually goes on behind the scenes, you know?
ISIS and OJ Simpson are on Twitter, right? But Donald Trump's kicked off it. Like, that's crazy shit, like.
Yeah, it's like the paedophile hunters. They're getting told off for fucking, for, what do they class it as? Entrapment. And some paedophile hunters are actually getting charged.
Yeah. I've got one coming on the channel really, really soon, and he explains that there's no laws in Northern Ireland to protect sort of paedophile hunters. Over in England, there is. So basically, in England, you can give your device over to the police, and within a month you get it back. Over here, you give your device to the police, they keep it forever, and they just incinerate it, and you don't get that device back. So they have to constantly keep getting devices. New device just to catch one guy, and he can't do it through PDF file. He can't do it through Google Drive. He has to do this all through a new device every time. And this guy's been through some stuff. He's coming onto the channel. He's going to be telling the story. It's actually one of the most emotional stories that I've heard. He's quite an intelligent guy, and his story's pretty explosive, like. But he's a paedophile hunter now, one of the biggest in Ireland, and he's going to come on and he's just going to tell a story and talk about the bumps and hurdles that he's been through trying to save kids in Ireland, and the police and the government are against him. Like, why the fuck is that a thing? Like, can you explain that?
I mean, look, do you know what? Anything you expose on the government level, they're going to keep shut, because if it does get exposed, the house of cards fall, innit?
Do you think it's rife in Parliament then? Do you think it's rife in government that they actually actively want? Like, if it's rife in Parliament, why isn't the age of consent down to like fucking 9 or something? Like, if they have all the power, why would they not just do that?
I mean, personally, I think the top people, maybe the Treasury, maybe the Prime Minister, maybe they might have to do some kind of rituals, or they've done rituals, or they've been caught in a certain act, you know, and they get threatened with that, don't they, if they don't follow what they're meant to be following, you know?
Yeah, I do remember, was it 1981? Oh, no, sorry, 1983 to 1990. 1983 to 1993, there was a thing called Pi, wasn't there? Or was that the 70s and 80s? Pi was like they were trying to lower the age of consent down to like 5 or some mad shit.
Oh, yeah, that was the paedophile information exchange thing, innit?
Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, they were
was
sick.
going on
Them two Nancy looking guys, innit, on there.
They had loads of supporters, though. They had people like supporting them from everywhere.
No, it's mad.
Like, if you think about that, like, there's actual people that were in Parliament that were trying to lower the age of consent down to like 9. Like, think about that. Like that's, why are those people not locked up now? Like, a lot of those people who supported that are still alive today, aren't they? Somebody wrote,
that's why they won't stop, and that's why they won't get caught either, you know?
100%. Yeah, but they're fucking, I mean, for the human brain to actually, there's one thing, right? a nonce, right, out there right now, knowing that it's wrong, but he still does what he does, right? I can't understand it. I don't understand why they do it, but it happens, right? But they know it's wrong, and there's a law against it. What I don't get is how can a person go through their whole life actually actively wanting the age of consent to go down, knowing what they're going to fucking do, the shady bastards. Like, why were those bastards not assassinated? Like you see JFK, he's assassinated. You see all these different people around the world getting assassinated. But then you see these creatures and they don't get assassinated. Why? Do you think they hold the power? Do you think that is, do you think there's a group of people in parliament, in the government that sort of
Well,
have an agenda for this shit? Like,
think of this one then. Now, look, you might have Muslims on here. Yeah, you might have Muslims on here. And I'm not attacking a religion. I'm bringing you facts from the very sources that you use. The reason why I bring these up is because even today, they still promote this stuff. That their so-called prophet married a 6-year-old and slept with her when she was 9. Now, if that's not noncy, yeah, and they get defended for it, they get. I mean, they're openly saying it. I mean, Speaker's Corner, they openly say it. Yep, it's true. It did happen. But children were older back then because of whatever bullshit they want to come up with. So they make excuses for it. So you got active pedophiles just walking around in society classed as Muslims. I'm sorry if that's from your book. I'm
you
not
are
attacking.
you are an ex-Muslim though, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
So this isn't coming from like a hate fucking sort of thing. It's
No,
you're
I was an English bloke just riding the waves. I didn't know nothing about nothing. I had no care in the world, and I got sucked in for 8 years, and then I done my research. You know what it was? I was looking into the critics, and I started doing research into how to answer them and all this kind of stuff, and all the shit started coming out then. So I done 6 books against it. And yeah, and the rest is history, to be honest with you. And I'm so glad that I don't belong to no religion.
But it's like not all, like you have to understand, like not all Muslims think like this. Like,
No, not all Muslims. I mean, you'll get some that you'll say and they'll go, no, that was all bull. Like the certain group, Shia, they believe that this so-called Aisha, yeah, so-called quote, that she was 18. So, the Quran says
good.
40. Quran also says don't go to outside sources, which are the hadiths and all that. So, I mean, it's pretty messed up. But then when you go back into history, you'll find that the Piso family created the New Testament and created the Islam. And it just gets really sticky. But other than that, as I said, when it comes to, Muslims, like ISIS Muslims, them ones, they believe in all that. They believe in all of that.
They're ruthless. Like they're like over in the Middle East right now. Like you have to understand that Joe Biden pulled out all the troops, fucking left all the allies there that helped them sort of fight this war over. I know the war is fucking illegitimate anyway, like because it was just to do with oil and minerals.
Yeah.
But the hearsay is that they were there to fight the tribes, the fucking warlords over there, and the Taliban and ISIS. But if you actually look at the facts of that, like they left that place in the middle of the night, and women and children that were used to a Western sort of way of living, whether you agree with that or not, where they were going to school, they were protected, overnight were took over by the Taliban. These girls from the ages of 5 onwards were thrown into a fucking world of pedophilia. And that's literally how these people work. And Joe Biden allowed this. And it makes me think, I don't want to go all QAnon on you here, right? It makes me think, is it a ritual that Joe Biden would allow this to happen? Is he getting his own gratification knowing that this happens?
How do you know that is the real Biden?
I don't know. Man, babbles.
I've seen some videos. There's a certain actor, I don't know of the guy's name. They were doing a comparison with just a few like alterations on the face, he looked a spitting image of him.
Right,
And they're
right.
saying that there's plenty of clones. Now, this is another topic, obviously, I'm going to go into after I've done my next book.
Mhm.
I'm going to go into all that Hollywood and, what certain movie stars have said and pop stars have said and their rituals they have to do and what they've seen and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, unfortunately, it is a fucked up world.
Did you
Do
see the
I
one?
really?
Did you see the one with Jason Manoa?
No.
So he's sitting there, right? This is fucked up. This gets really messed up, right? I don't know if he was just in the zone and he didn't know what he was doing, but he's sitting there with a kid, right? And I showed my mother-in-law this because she loves him, and I don't know what it is. I just love breaking my mother-in-law's heart, right? I just love it.
Nice.
And he was sitting there, and he was just like, he was looking in front of himself, and there's a kid down below him. I don't know if it was a boy or a girl, you know, when they're that young, and he's
Yeah.
doing some weird shit, like rubbing them and doing all this crazy shit. And he doesn't look like he's there. He's not even on this planet. He's like he's zoned out.
Mm.
He's like a fucking robotic sort of organism, and he's just doing all this here mad shit. And it was caught on camera, and it was posted on YouTube. It's took down off YouTube now. And I always say to myself, if something's took down off YouTube, there must be substance to it. Do you know what I mean? Because we all know that YouTube like to take down actual evidence of things that go on. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But that he plays Aquaman. You know that fucking Aquaman guy? He's ripped. He's big, shredded guy. But he was doing some fucking weird shit. And then you look at like Tom Hanks. Look at Tom Hanks. Have you seen his Twitter thread?
No.
And do you know who Isaac Cappy is?
Nope.
Isaac Cappy, right? I'm going to butcher this, by the way, so I apologize, right? Isaac Cappy was an actor, right, in like Marvel, right?
Yeah.
He was a big enough actor, and he left, and he started coming out with all these mad conspiracy theories. And he said that everybody in Hollywood, of the elite in Hollywood, is like just a dirty nonce, and they're running this ring. He says, if I die, it's never through suicide. Always know that I'll never commit suicide to my followers. I'm not going to act anymore, but I'm going to bring awareness to this. It's like, right, I was watching this, and then he made this video. It was like an hour and a half long on YouTube or whatever platform it was posted on YouTube. You can't get it on YouTube now. It's been took down off YouTube. The next day, he's found, like, he threw himself off a bridge, right? And he was a big advocate against Tom Hanks. He says Tom Hanks is one of the ringleaders in this. And if you look at Tom Hanks's Twitter thread, which he said, go look at it, it has all this weird symbolism shit. Like, you'll have a glove lying on the ground, and you'll just take a picture of it, find a glove, and there'll be like a card, like ace card sitting beside the glove, and he'll have all this all over his Twitter thread. So this guy's found, and eyewitnesses said that they seen people they seen men throw him off the top of the bridge onto the road. But then the statement from the actual authority says that he committed suicide, and there was no men, but actual people driving by seen people throw him off the bridge. And he was like, they ridiculed him. They made him feel like shit. But if you actually look into it, the people that were staying with him at the time, he was very, very paranoid, because 2:00 in the morning, he would just get a phone call and there'd be nobody there. And this would go on for days, weeks, months.
I don't know if this is a fake account or whatever, but this Anne has said something to you if you want to read it.
Oh, no, I think it's the real one. Hi, Ronan. It wasn't me. I feel so bad. It wasn't me you were being transphobic to. It was a fake account. Go back, Steve. Deleted it. Commented, but you cannot delete your. Oh, come on, Anne. The person says to me, grow a set of balls. And I says, well, I don't have balls as big as you. I mean, we can all have a joke here, Anne. Transphobia. I've been the one getting trans guests on here, like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, not so long ago, innit?
Hold on. Listen, I get people come on here all the time calling me a Fenian, calling me this, calling me that. I don't give off about it. Look, transphobia is a disgusting thing, but we can all have a fucking laugh at ourselves. Like, if you can't laugh at yourself, then there's no point even fucking talking. Do you know what I mean? You know, you made some video about me. I haven't even watched it, and I made a reply. If you think I'm transphobic, I'm the least transphobic person you'll ever meet. Transphobia is a disgusting thing, but at the same time, like, you know, let's laugh at ourselves here. Like, let's have it. You know, don't take everything so fucking serious in your life. You know, this whole YouTube board where people are ate up with negativity and people take things so serious. Do you know what I mean? There'd be people on here if you said that to you and that wouldn't give a fuck that you said that to them. But actually, that actually sort of hits me there a wee bit. Like, you're calling me
Yeah, of course.
transphobic.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? I'm not like the least transphobic person that there is.
Yeah.
I accept everybody for who they are. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what it is? A lot of people play this victim mentality. They've been born into the world with this "I'm a victim," and people got to lose it. That's why people lose. That's why people don't know themselves nowadays, because they play this.
I'm cunt phobic. I'm cunt phobic. That's what I am. I'm cunt phobic. All right. I'm absolutely cunt phobic. I give this fucking platform. If Anne ever wanted to come on here, if Anne ever wanted to talk to me, I'd be the first one to jump on and talk to anybody and hear anybody's point of view and speak to anybody, and anybody that's going through persecution or hatred or bitterness. I see it, Anne. I see it. The shit that people say to you. I see it. There's people come on. I made that video. We're making fucking nasty, nasty, nasty remarks about you. I didn't give that a wee like. Do you know what I mean? I don't remove comments, but I didn't give that a wee like. I didn't fucking promote that shit.
But one thing I just wanna just advise is that you've explained it now. That's it. If they don't get it, then unfortunately the problem lies with the person who's making them statements.
Yeah, and
Because
I really
you
don't.
clearly said it. You clearly said it. Like, these people trying to drop your energy level. I feel it. So just don't rise to that. You've said what you've had to say. You said it, you know, the way you needed to say it, and that's it. Be done with it. Move on, innit?
Yeah, yeah. I just find that the YouTube world is like people can be really, really hypersensitive, and others are so fucking nasty and mean. And
Yeah.
then you have people in the middle like myself who are neither. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not fucking hypersensitive, but at the same time, I don't want somebody to fucking feel like shit because I've maybe made a remark. Like, it's just silly. It's just absolutely silly.
I mean, look, when you clear something up, that's it. It's squashed. It's done. Now, if it carries on, the problem ain't with you. The problem is with the person who made the comment. That's it. Because you know what you're about. You don't need to explain it. You don't know these people, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I have followed her stuff for a while there.
You don't see, some people like to raise you a little bit. Yeah, I found this as well. Some people like to raise your energy. So basically, arslick, and then one day they drop you like a ton of fucking bricks because they're stealing your energy. Just don't let them do that. Look, as much as it's a harshful thing to think of someone that ain't even got that in the mind. Because some people are meant to know when banter's thrown about, you know, when a laugh's been thrown about or whatever. And some people should know when an actual insult has been thrown about. Hence why I said a lot of people don't know what they're saying and they don't feel the words that people are speaking, you know.
Or who's an ally and who's not a fucking ally. Because let me tell you something. I was on a live. I done a live there, and a guy came on my channel and he was really fucking critical of the trans community. And I totally fucking says, look, I don't agree with that shit, and that shit's wrong. Do you know what I mean? But listen, fuck it, you're right. Let's move on. Yeah, let me have a wee look here. But yeah, listen, I'm going to wrap this up right now anyway because I'm going to be fucked. I want to, I don't know, drink another beer, maybe get pissed in peace. Do you know what I mean? Like, but listen, guys, thank you for tuning in. Everybody that tuned in was amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
We just rambled on about fucking shit there. Listen, I will put the link to, is TMC, did he come on there? I'll put the link for the Masked Detectives channel in the description, and we will be doing a giveaway of his book, and we'll do that over a few lives, and it's really good stuff, guys, if you like to be enlightened and you just like good, interesting books to read. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Anything you want to say there, Masked Detective?
Keep it real, keep it raw. Be yourself, your authentic self. Don't change for anybody. If they don't like it, they can go and shove it. Because at the end of the day, you've got to be your greatest version. So there you go.
Peace.